Okay, we're ready.
Hi, everybody. This is Women of Wisdom today. Today, we have the most amazing guests, some of my best friends, and some of the women that inspire me every single day. Someone that I've known for many, many years, that every day, if I'm having a bad day or if I want to know how to get through the day, I think of this person, Danielle Coulter. Danielle, how are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Danielle, I could go on and on about all of her talents and her skills and everything that she does. But the most important thing Danielle has done for me is to be my strength for Variety Children's Charity, to act as a role model for kids in Kansas City with special needs, and to be the best volunteer that I have. So thank you, Danielle. I'm glad we're together.
Well, um,
And let me introduce our other wonderful, wonderful, inspiring woman. How do you even describe this woman? I don't know. Author, artist, triathlete. I could go on and on about this woman, Wynn Charles, who inspires me every day and night by sending me positive messages of encouragement and love. And she spreads her love and her warmth to people throughout the country. And if more people were like these two women, we would live in a much better world. So please help me welcome Miss Wynn Charles.
thank you. And so, basically, what? How can I live up to that introduction, Deb? I'll try. I'll try. And basically, what Deb said is that what Danielle and I are doing as two women is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I actually had a conversation earlier with someone that that actually wanted to charge me a little bit of money to be on their radio show. And the reason why I bring this up is because I said to them, first of all, I said to them, absolutely not. And then I said, my book is my disability. So why are you why are you asking me to pay a author fee when I am primarily talking about a disability? Now, granted, Danielle and I both have cerebral palsy, and I don't know if I should say this or Danielle should say this, but 2 weeks after my original book hit Amazon, I get a text from the person on the right saying I'm going to write my own book. And I must have glanced at the text quickly. I didn't think anything of it. Unbeknownst to me, in the next 2 weeks, she starts sending me manuscripts.
You
And
guys are amazing. I
and
want you
I'm
to write a
like,
book.
okay, this is truly happening. And so based off I win, that's how DCS came to play, and she just decided that since reading my book, that she decided all of a sudden to write
Well, Wynn, let me
her.
ask you a couple questions about your new book, and Danielle. Can I start with you,
Yeah,
Wynn?
go.
A View from My Heels. Obviously, you had a great seller in I Win. What was it that you didn't say in I Win that made you want to write A View from My Heels?
Well, I was so sick and tired of writing about my own disability that I kind of had to do it in a way that would reach the teen population, because I Win deals with the dark and the scary and the not so pleasant side of cerebral palsy, which
Right.
Danielle knows all about. And then The View from My Hills deals with it in a way that teens would like it it empowers any person that reads it to see their own light at the end of the tunnel, because a lot of the people I deal with and Danielle deals with in Kansas City, and a lot of the people that I deal with across the country don't necessarily see the light at the end of their own tunnels. And I am here, and Danielle's here, and you're here, Deb, to support those who can't support themselves. And what one of the things I think is incredible about Variety is that they donate equipment to those who can't afford it. And granted, we both know that medical equipment isn't cheap. So I use iWin as a teaching tool more than a casual inspirational read. I use iWin as a teaching tool. I use iWin as a point of reference. Quoted. I've been quoted. I just got quoted this morning. A person says, use your quote at the bottom of the email, and I'm like, okay, use my quote. And so I've been asked several times to be to be put in books and mentioned in books and done all that because the way I use cerebral palsy is a teaching tool, and
Right.
I just want to break down the barriers.
Right. And Danielle, the same with you. I know Win is your motivator to get that book written too. But what was your biggest reason to getting your feelings and your emotions in and what you do on paper for others to read?
Yeah. Your time to decide that need to write a book, but I happy really happy that I do the book for
Well, for others, and um, and I've learned stuff throughout reading the manuscripts that I didn't even know. And granted, I've known this person for 15
yeah.
years, and so even though her book is completely different than mine, her book also has a very similar characteristic to mine as we talk about the groundbreaking stuff we're doing as far as cerebral palsy.
Right. Well, and Win, I appreciate what you and Danielle are doing for women with cerebral palsy, but I think it goes way beyond that. And it's not only about, it's about women in general, because I know a lot of women, able-bodied women that don't have the motivation, the desire, the zest for life, the and I go back to motivation again. What is it that you ladies think of? Because to me, you're one of my, both some of my best motivators. When I feel like I can't get something done, I think about how much you guys do, and it motivates me to say, if they can do it, I can do it. But what is it when you wake up in the day that you think that motivates you to get as much out of that day as possible? What are the things that burn inside that when you wake up and say, this is why I have to do it?
Well, this is why I have to do it is why, and then doesn't know this yet, why I've decided to post quotes on all my Facebook pages
Yeah.
is to show people that in those quotes, people have struggles within those quotes. I give you an example. Helen Keller or Temple Grandin. Both Helen Keller was blind, and Temple Grandin is out of the box Center for Autism. And so that's why I post this quote, but why I feel like what drives me to get up every day and face the challenges I need to face is something that I was raised with by my mom, and in the next couple of weeks, I'm actually flying back east to do a public speaking engagement at the University of Virginia and on adaptive equipment. And the reason why I bring that up is because my mom, and I'll mention this again, my mom and was a true inspiration. Like, she would tell me, you sit up, you fly right, you don't pull, I have the disability card, you don't pull, let's feel sorry for Win. And when I land up having those bad days, Danielle's right there to catch me, and it's like, then we go back to sitting up and flying right, and let's not play the disability card, because I think a lot of this next generation, not Danielle's generation and not mine certainly, play the disability card a little bit too much.
Are you saying older generation, like my generation?
No, the younger generations, the generations that are now being diagnosed with cerebral palsy or misdiagnosed, quite frankly, and because they and their parents play my child as a disability, let's help me and let's help them and let's feel sorry for me and let's feel sorry for my child, and yet that shouldn't be the case. That should be, let's focus on the child's gifts, like Sherilyn and my
Like
mom
Sherilyn,
did,
yeah.
and my dad is still doing. And let's focus on the child's gifts. Let's focus on what they can accomplish, not necessarily on what they want to get to a functioning level. Let's get the child on a bike. Let's get the child running using adaptive equipment. Let's get the child running in marathons using adaptive equipment. Dan, you'll know this. She's witnessed one of my marathons. She was one of my marathon buddies the last time she was out here. And so let's focus on not necessarily the child's disability, but what
Or limitations.
they can
focus on what they can do.
focus on.
It's funny
what
that
they
you say
can
that
do.
because both of you are so strong in that. Danielle, with your shredding and your adaptive skiing, and Win being a triathlete. I mean, sometimes I think people don't understand all that you can do and accomplish, but you needed that specific equipment. And I just got a call from a mom today that said, Debbie, I was at the grocery store and I've been talking to the manager saying, I want to take my child shopping here, but he's in a wheelchair and I can't do both. Why don't you get these Carolyn carts, which are these grocery store carts that are really large that a child can sit in instead of the wheelchair? And then they could do the shopping with the mom. And I thought, what a great idea. So I've already called them and called our local grocery stores, said, how can we fundraise to get these adaptive grocery carts in the grocery store? Because if someone sees that, they'll realize there are things available. We just have to find them as parents and friends and expose people to that.
Expose people to that.
Right.
It's so funny because I'm going up to speak to 10 potential adaptive PE teachers.
Wow.
And I don't know if they want to money in the direction and not take the jobs they're called to do, or after talking to me, because it's so funny. In Danielle's book, one of the things that sticks out in my mind is climbing a wall. It's climbing a wall,
Yes.
and having
I was with her when she rock climbed, and it's pretty amazing.
yeah,
Hey, Danielle, do you remember when we were at that ability day? And all of a sudden we're like, where's Danielle?
Yeah.
she's up
She was climbing
there
the rock wall.
climbing the one. Well, I haven't seen that, but
No, Dad, don't let it tell me wrong to my we do that.
so that she could be involved in the PE classes, and that I think is fantastic, and that is something. Danielle doesn't know this yet, but I might as well tell her 2 weeks out. That is something that if they ask me, that I'm going to use you and climbing the wall as an example, along with my own examples, because that is something I think is fantastic, that someone had the wherewithal to bring a climbing wall in, just a simple climbing wall.
Yeah.
And do you know, I got asked by one of the top professors in the country who's done work all across this country and done work for Special Olympics and done work for every which way when you think of special ed, and I'm fortunate enough to be speaking in front of his summer class, and he asked me how I was treated in high school. Do you know they were too lazy to adapt a program to me?
Yeah, I believe it.
And
And it probably is expensive.
so I'm going to say, please adapt the program. And that's when I'm going to bring the climbing wall aspect in. And I'm going to say someone just donated a simple climbing wall for their child so that the child could
Right.
be involved
Right.
in a normal special ed class.
And I think the other thing to let them know about is adaptive bikes that, even the teacher could ride behind and steer because they've got those
Exactly.
handles.
Exactly.
And those are pretty
Exactly.
inexpensive that
And
they can get.
I talked about a recumbent bike in my
Right.
in my speech notes, but that's a good point too.
Yes.
And so my main point with this UVA thing is that don't bring the physical therapist in and let the kid sit to the sidelines. Treat the
Right.
kid as if they were the able-bodied counterpoints and forget the assistive augmentative devices and forget the aides that walk into the
Right.
PE classrooms. Talk to the kid as if that drives me nuts. That drives Danielle nuts. I know because she and I have talked about this for some time. It's over because of a heavy speech impediment, because of
Right.
Danielle's heavy speech impediment, which she's working on nicely, and I am assisting with that. And I just feel like these now in the next generation, I feel like the parents are not seeing, they're seeing their kids at a functioning level. And I will emphasize this story again and again. I was at triathlete race um, last summer, and this was before going to Kona. This was part of training, and I was down there working with a foundation called Walk with KP, and they see the kids' full potential. And I had a parent come up to me after doing this this marathon race, and literally burst into tears in my arms and say, "You give me hope," because
Oh,
her kid is on a G tube. He's 5 years old. He's nonverbal. They live in Atlanta. She works. She's a single mom. And so that's why I'm here doing what I'm doing, because
yeah. I
because
love that. The other thing, I'm just sending you a link of a little boy who did a rap song to Bruno Mars about kids with special needs. And I'm giving it to you, Win, because of the presentations you're about to do. I went to Valley View Elementary School all day last Friday, and their counselor, get this, their counselor at the elementary school had every single grade and every single child come in for an assembly about inclusion and how to include people with disabilities.
I like
It
that.
was amazing. And I just sent you the video that she played. She played several videos about the importance of, looking different or sounding different and how we need to be all one. And then each grade did a walkathon, a superhero walkathon outside, and raised money for Variety. And I said to that counselor, it took one woman, that counselor, entire grade to hear this message of inclusion. And if we had every elementary school doing it at that young age, we
Yeah.
would not have these issues of non-inclusion.
I taught, and people won't tell you this, I taught my um, elementary school classes, and I taught my high school classes about disabilities, and I
Yes.
practically taught my college classes about disabilities too,
Yeah.
because because I feel like I feel like we should all be included. We should all be respected. My big thing, and Danielle's big thing, is I will walk beside you. You can. I don't care if I beat to a different drum, but
Right.
I don't know if you saw my Facebook status yesterday, but I said I don't care if I beat to a different drum, but people have got to respect me and got
Yeah.
to understand that I am speaking about my lifelong passion, which is raising awareness for disabilities, because in the long run, they're going to get what they need from what Danielle and I are doing.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of the both of you. You guys are just absolutely amazing. And the other thing I want to make sure is that, the empowerment that you give people with special needs, right? I mean, but it's not only about that, it's empowering women. You guys are role models for all women. And I love that your message is special needs, but I also want to remind you your message is so strong there, but it's much bigger and it's much greater than just that.
It is, and that's going to be part of my speech at UVA, is that forget the assistive devices, forget the aides walking in with the kids in the walkers and wheelchairs, and forget the physical therapist, and include the kids that need to be included, that
Right.
need to have the stimulation of a normal PE class. And yes, I'll um, use the climbing a wall example,
Right.
and because that to me, I don't think people are doing enough of that. Whereas, whereas Sherilyn,
Ladies, we have a special visitor on our webcast today. Hello.
hi.
How
We're
are
talking
you?
about women in wisdom.
That's awesome. Hi, Danielle. Is that you?
Yeah.
Hi. I haven't seen you in a while.
No.
Now, we were just talking about women in wisdom and the empowerment that mothers have on their children to teach inclusion and to teach kids with have kind hearts. How do you, as a mom, teach your kids about inclusion?
I think it's by example, don't you, girls? You have to teach
I
by
agree.
example.
I agree. I mean,
Yay.
I'm in that special ed. I'm in that normal classroom, and I try and teach the examples of um, everyone's different. Everyone's um, everyone's different. Everyone's the same. I mean, it's
That's right. Everybody has
by
differences and everybody has similarities, right?
by example. I mean, let's
Absolutely.
include the person who's blind, and let's include the person with CP in everyday life.
I agree 100%. I love that you guys are doing this. It's awesome, and good luck to you. I have a child in the car still with my car running. I came to give Deb some flowers because she's such a sweet lady.
Oh.
Danielle, it's so good to see you. And it was nice meeting you. Tell me your first name again.
Win.
Win.
W-I-N.
Very nice to meet you. I'm Janet.
Thank you, Janet.
Yeah, see you soon.
We'll send this to her so she can send it out to podcast too.
Yeah, too.
Okay, the last question I have for you guys. We talked about the books, we talked about all your activities, what you're going to do with your gifts. What are some of the messages that you would want people like me that are just your friends to take out to the world to make sure that those messages live on forever and ever and ever?
Well, I'll let Danielle go first on this one, and then I'll take over from there. And I think Danielle and I have a very similar message, so I'll let Danielle take over with this one.
No. No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very good.
just have the support of the amazing support network, and since becoming a triathlete and since becoming the second adaptive snowboarder, I have got a support network out the yin yang that supports me every which way, and you guys are now. And my closing argument is I want everyone to stop for 2 seconds and say hi to the disabled, because it's basically, as my mom wisely put it, it's basically fear of the unknown.
Yeah, you're right.
Fear of the unknown. And I don't know. I mean, Deb, I know you work with disability at the yin yang, but I don't know if it's had a personal impact on your life as far as a family member, or I don't know what got you involved in the variety, but I want people to support variety and support those of us who are doing what we're doing, to support those who can't support themselves. And I want people to donate to Variety and donate to my other non-profit. It's called Challenge Aspen, and what they land up doing is taking kids out to rock climb or to snowboard, and they land up seeing what these kids can do and their full potential.
And I think those are obviously two great charities. And the other exciting news that I just learned is our Variety International Convention next summer, next May, is in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is my hometown. And I would love if you guys would consider seeing if that's something you'd want to go. I'm going to
Well,
go.
we will, and we'll start working on that. We'll start working on that when this one gets officially home.
Yeah,
And
I think you guys should really consider it because I think it would be great for all of the varieties internationally to meet you, see you, hear your story of what you do, and I'd like to see if they would let you guys present together.
I would love that. And
maybe we could do it all together. Maybe we could
let's
present together.
work on that, and let's work on that. And I'm holding you guys to that because I want to share these messages with the world, and I just want people to stop and think and take a moment and look at a person in the eye and get down to the level and listen to what they have to say, whether they have a heavy speech impediment or they have cerebral palsy or a slight speech impediment or they can't talk at all. Listen to what they have to say.
This is what I'm taking away from today.
Yeah, and yeah, that's my playtale too. Is focus on not necessarily what the child can't do, but what the child
They
can
can
do.
Those are my takeaways, guys, and I'm so excited we had the chance to be together again today.
Yeah, I am
We'll have to
too.
do this again.
I am
Women's
too.
Wisdom, buy Wynn's book, buy Danielle's book, and we're so proud of all that you guys have accomplished.
And my two books are out on Amazon already. Simple enough finding.
No.
Coming out soon.
We'll have to have a book party.
Yeah, that's what we're planning, and we're in the process of slowly but surely working on it and making it pretty. And so I will keep everyone updated on what the progress of DCS and the progress of my books and the progress of UVA and what comes out of UVA. And I would be honored to speak at Variety Children's Charities International, and we'll just have to work on that. And yeah, you too. And we'll just have to work on that and see what it lands up to be. And yeah, we'll just.
Sounds great, you guys.
My big takeaway in all this is focus on the child's gifts and focus on their potential, not necessarily what they can't do. And that goes for anyone with a disability. That goes to that goes
to everybody.
To everyone, and that goes to, I don't care if you have a disability that is debilitating. You need to stop, you need to listen, you need to focus on them, for 2 quick seconds, which makes a disabled person's day. It makes the day when they don't have to rely on the aid to have them speak for them, and it really makes the day.
Right. Well, you guys, I have to run, but I thank you for letting me be a part of
Thank you.
Women of
Thank
Wisdom.
you.
You're the wisest ladies I know.
Bye.
Bye.